Hi! Welcome to Holy Time TV. Before we start, smash that subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. The once thriving town of Exodus began to wither under the unrelenting onslaught of the first disaster. The rivers and streams that had long nourished the community turned to blood, leaving the people without a source of fresh water. The fish died, the crops withered, and panic gripped the hearts of the townspeople. As the rivers ran red, a new menace emerged: frogs. Swarms of the amphibians inundated the town, invading homes and causing chaos. They devoured the dwindling food supplies and made life unbearable for the residents of Exodus. Amidst the turmoil, a group of deceptive individuals took advantage of the situation. They spun intricate webs of lies, sowing distrust and division within the already crumbling community. As the town weakened, these manipulators tightened their grip on the vulnerable. With the community divided and weakened, the fourth disaster arrived: flies. These relentless pests tormented the people of Exodus, spreading disease and making every moment miserable. The town's infrastructure crumbled, and the once strong bonds between its residents began to fray. As if the flies were not enough, a deadly pestilence swept through the town, infecting livestock and further diminishing the dwindling food supply. The people of Exodus were forced to watch helplessly as their livelihoods vanished before their eyes. The sixth disaster arrived in the form of painful, oozing boils. These ghastly afflictions tormented the townspeople, adding another layer of misery to their already beleaguered existence. Despair began to take root in the hearts of the citizens of Exodus. With the town already reeling, the heavens opened, and a devastating hailstorm pummeled the landscape. The storm destroyed what little remained of the town's crops and infrastructure, leaving the people without shelter or sustenance. As the hail subsided, the eighth disaster descended: locusts. These voracious insects devoured every last scrap of greenery, leaving the once fertile land barren and desolate. The people of Exodus began to lose hope, their spirits crushed under the weight of so much suffering. In the aftermath of the locusts, a suffocating darkness enveloped the town. This ninth disaster further isolated the citizens of Exodus, deepening the chasm between them and leaving them bereft of even the smallest comforts. The final and most devastating disaster struck the heart of the community: the death of the firstborn children. Grief and anguish filled the homes of Exodus as the townspeople mourned their lost children, their pain almost too much to bear. In the wake of the 10 disasters, the people of Exodus came together, united by their shared suffering. They forged a new path, rebuilding their lives and their community, refusing to let the tragedies of the past define their future. The town of Exodus, once devastated, became a symbol of resilience and hope, a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Exodus chapter 7 verses 14 to 25. The first plague. Water turned into blood, making the Nile River and all other water sources undrinkable, killing fish, and causing a terrible stench. Exodus chapter 8 verses 1 to 15. The second plague. Frogs emerge from the Nile and invade the land of Egypt, entering the houses and causing distress among the people. Exodus chapter 8 verses 16 to 19. The third plague. Gnats, or lice, are sent to cover the land, infesting both people and animals. Exodus chapter 8 verses 20 to 32. The fourth plague. Swarms of flies invade Egypt, causing discomfort and disease among the people. Exodus chapter 9 verses 1 to 7. The fifth plague. Pestilence afflicts the livestock of Egypt, causing the death of many animals. Exodus chapter 9 verses 8 to 12. The sixth plague. Boils break out on both the people and the animals, causing painful sores. Exodus chapter 9 verses 13 to 35. The seventh plague. Hail falls from the sky, destroying crops and killing animals and people. Exodus chapter 10 verses 1 to 20. The eighth plague. Locusts invade Egypt, devouring any remaining vegetation and causing further devastation to the land. Exodus chapter 10 verses 21 to 29. The ninth plague. Darkness covers the land of Egypt for 3 days, causing disorientation and fear among the people. Exodus chapter 11 verse 1-12 to 36. The 10th plague. The death of the firstborn of every family in Egypt, including both people and animals, which finally convinces Pharaoh to release the Israelites from bondage. These verses recount the story of how God demonstrated his power to the Egyptian Pharaoh, ultimately leading to the Israelites' freedom and their exodus from Egypt. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to share with you a powerful story of resilience and hope. It's the story of a town called Exodus, a place that was struck by not one, not two, but 10 devastating disasters. But in the face of these catastrophes, the people of Exodus discovered something remarkable: the power of unity, faith, and the indomitable human spirit. You see, my friends, when the rivers of Exodus turned to blood, the people could have given up, but they didn't. They held on to their faith, believing that they would find a way through this difficult time. They relied on each other for support, lifting one another up as they faced the seemingly insurmountable challenges before them. And when the frogs, flies, and locusts came, threatening their very livelihood, they didn't lose hope. They stayed strong, knowing that they were not alone in their struggle. They understood that, together, they could overcome anything. But it was not just the physical disasters that tested the people of Exodus. It was also the lies and deceit that sought to drive them apart. They realized that the only way to defeat this manipulation was by standing together in unity, refusing to let their bond be broken by the cunning words of others. When the darkness came, it threatened to consume them all. But they did not let it extinguish their light. Instead, they used their faith as a beacon, guiding them through the darkness and reminding them that they were never alone. And finally, when they faced the unimaginable loss of their firstborn children, their hearts were heavy with grief. But they found solace in each other, in their shared suffering and in their collective strength. They leaned on one another and drew strength from their faith. You see, my friends, the story of Exodus teaches us that even in the darkest of times, we can find hope. We can find strength in our unity, in our faith, and in the unbreakable bonds that connect us to one another. So, whatever challenges you may be facing today, remember the people of Exodus. Remember that you are not alone. You have a community, a family, and a God who is with you every step of the way. You have the power within you to overcome any obstacle, to rise above any disaster, and to emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before. Together, let us embrace the lessons of Exodus and the power of the human spirit. Let us stand strong in the face of adversity, united in faith and love. And let us remember that no matter how dark the night, the dawn will always come, bringing with it the promise of hope and redemption. God loves you. God bless you all. If you liked this video, don't forget hit that like button, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this in the future. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.